Hiya, hiya, hiya. It's me, Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food, with my cuppa, my carnivore, my carnivish, and my keto community. Love it. Guess what I had last night? I had 4 ounces of chicken livers and with one slice of bacon chopped up in it, and I sauteed it gently on top of the stove in some butter. Yeah. So now I can say I've had organ meats. What do you think about that? Wasn't that bad? It wasn't. I didn't give any to Greg. I don't think he's a liver person, but I did it and bought it in a container at Star Market, don't you know? Chicken livers. I didn't see them at Market Basket. They're probably someplace. I didn't see them at Whole Foods. They're probably someplace. But that's where I found them. And I had made one. It was like this appetizer out of the 50s, and it included a chicken liver. It has a name, but it was a chicken liver, uh, water chestnut, and wrapped in bacon. And I toothpicked it, and I guess that those were popular at cocktail parties back then. Well, yeah. And so when I made it for Greg, he wasn't that impressed. So I figured just removing the water chestnut wouldn't make it any better. So anyway, it was good. And 4 ounces was something like 120 calories, but I guess it's the organ meat that counts in my check the box. So, um, yeah, I did it. And at the bar that I used to work at, we had LBO all the time, liver, bacon, onions, and I liked it. I think it was calf's liver or beef liver. But yeah, I would do it again. I mean, I'm not getting into sautéed brains, or anything like that, but I can say I had it. So here we are. It's August and everything is just hunky dory, just like summer. I hope you're enjoying yourself. I know a lot of schools are already back in session, and some moms are happy. I always think of that Staples ad. It's the most wonderful time of the year. The father's, I think the father's shopping with the kid or something, and he's doing his little kick in the air. So, how are your keto, carnivore, carnivish food plans going? Well, I listened to a video from another woman yesterday, and I love it. I loved what she had to say, and I loved the topic. So today's little video here is brought to you by the letter D. I love that. It's so Sesame Street, isn't it? Discouraged. Are you discouraged? Have you ever felt discouraged? What did you do to come out of the funk of being discouraged? It could be, well, most times I guess the culprit would be the scales not moving. Even if clothes are still fitting, even if people are telling you you look great, if the scale's not moving, I guess that's an automatic discouragement, right? So, or maybe you're discouraged and bored and very restless with your food selections. I've never seen a carnivore cookbook. Looked into it. I know there's some out there. I know that Tristan, Primal Health, his wife wrote one, and I know that Maria Emmerich's coming out with one, or actually her husband Craig is coming out with one. Maybe it's already out. But I just wondered, because a lot of us stop using, the stronger spices past salt, maybe even no pepper. And so, I just wonder how they do it. And Greg and I watch cooking things, that Carnivist that we like with Courtney, she's adorable. And then Barbecue Brawl with Michael Simon and Bobby Flay. We're kind of watching that a little bit too. You just learn things, about grilling or cooking, or parts, where the parts come from on the animal and the protein, things like that. I just think it layers into my knowledge. And one of the things that I'm telling you that I saw was, and I think this came from Paul Saladino as well, is a hunk of brisket, a hunk of chuck roast, and you grind them both together into that big the fatter grind, the meatier grind. It's not finely ground, and coarser ground, I guess it would be, and burgers. And so on the Bobby Flay, the barbecue brawl, they had that burger. There could be a cat that jumps over here because there's a moth right behind me. Anyway, cooked that with a slab of cheddar cheese on it, and it's like, yeah, I'll take that 9 ways to Sunday. You don't have to get fancy with me or cook chicken in a fancy way. Give me that burger with that grind that way. No, no. If you saw the rest of my desk, you'd no, please no. You'd understand why. If everything went flying, I'm out of luck. Excuse me. Stop. Go find it. Go find a moth in the bathroom. So anyway, so you know that feeling of being discouraged. I've seen it with my clients. They either drop out from view or no. They drop out from view or they just whine a lot. I don't know what I'm going to do with this cat. The moth. Stop. Please stop. Go find a distraction. That little prankster. He's such a prankster. So, sorry. Nothing more aggravating than aggravating, right? And so, they drop out from view, or they begin to binge, or they just do something that's a behavior that they really don't want to do, but they're just so frustrated with being discouraged. What do I say? Well, I say if we can distract ourselves from the discouragement and just know, remember, this is a lifestyle. It's a way of eating that we've chosen. We have some measured successes and achievements. So it's not like it's a failure. The whole thing needs to be scrapped. No, it's not. It's just maybe you've reached the plateau. It's just that part. And it's like it could take a week or two. I've seen people that have done their keto, carnivore, carnivish for 6 months without a change in the scale, but they keep at it. And people keep telling them they look great. Their body does do a recomposition. Things work out. But it's the discouragement. You don't want it to become the cloud over your head. You're not fun to be around. If your entire world is made external on the feeling of being discouraged, how fun are you to be around? Have you ever visited somebody that's been sick a long time and they're just, the spirit's been just sucked out of them? And it's just, you don't want to be that person. You want to welcome the distractions of it. Use another D word, distraction. And so, okay, so the scale's not moving. Well, some people think maybe I should incorporate walking, although it's not going to really make that much of a difference, but it's doing something different. Finding people that have videos that focus on positive stuff, buy something for yourself that's a non-clothing item that could help. I've got a few things on my little short list of things. I love kitchen equipment, not fancy, not gadgety, but equipment. Like we just got 3 new knives, and it's like, yeah, be careful if you're discouraged when you have knives. And so I've got, these new knives, and it's just a nice treat. We're watching these guilty pleasure summer shows, and it just something that can take it out of you. You're not fun to be around. You don't even like being around you. So instead of just having that pall of discouragement be a 24/7 deal, find some little ways to make yourself feel better. Yeah, you can adjust your menu. Are you still having treats or diet soda or artificial sweeteners? Anything that can stall the works. I know I in a video that I just listened to with Maria Emmerich, she was talking about constipation and salt. And she said, you're going to be constipated if you don't add more salt. We need more salt. And yes, your body does like it, especially in the summer. I'm a big promoter of not more liquids, not more water, but more salt in the water that I drink. And I use Redmond's. I use Pink Himalayan. I use Celtic. I use, and some of those are crystals. Some of those are, ground like salt would come out of a salt shaker. And so I have all kinds of varieties. Oh, and I have the French flakes too that I put on my meat. Oh, yes, indeed. And so I use my salts liberally. I can't tell you how much I have at the end of the day. All I know is that I like my salt intake. I think it's great for cramping. And as some of you know, I've had a bum leg for quite a while. My MRI will be on Sunday, so I look forward to the results of that. They're looking at my back for the disc part because he says that, a pinched disc could show up even in the calf. So that's kind of interesting. Calves and piggies, it's like my lower body is a barnyard. So, yeah, so I believe in a little more salt to get things going. Don't feel that it's going to make you bloated and uncomfortable. If you buy the good salts, you're getting the good minerals. And why drink more water with the good salts? Because you're just peeing out good salts, right? And maybe other things too. So it kind of keeps the nutrients in, the minerals in, and there's the fluids, enough fluids. So I don't know. That's just what works for me. I'm not a big believer in gallons and gallons of waters, liquids this time of year. Just more salt in what you drink. And so, humor is a great way to deal with discouragement too. Think of where you were. Say you've lost 30 pounds, you've got 30 more to go. It's been a discouraging summer, you just feel like nothing's changing. Well, it could be summer, it could be humidity, it could be heat index. That's what I find. I'm very sensitive to high heat indexes or high dew points and high humidity. It just has always affected my body that way. It's like I feel denser, I feel more bloated. It's not a clean and light feeling. And we have air conditioning in the house. So after a good night's sleep, when I'm not doing an overnight, like last night where I had 9 hours, I feel like, my body's kind of adjusted to like a cool, low humidity temperature for those 9 hours that I was horizontal. And I just kind of wake up feeling lithe. That's a word. Lilthe. Is that lithe? I kind of feel like more ballerina-ish than a sumo wrestler. Sometimes my body just feels so heavy. I feel like a sumo wrestler. No, not in one of those little thongy things, but you know what I'm saying. As opposed to that light feeling of just everything's flowing. There's no constipation. It's just, it's just a great feeling that my spirit feels. And it's funny because when I feel that way, my spirit feels lighter too. And the D word goes away. So try it. You just never know. Change the channel. That's what I heard somebody in Al-Anon say for years. Change that channel. You've got a channel that's like misery and grumpy and cranky and, you've got that look on your face that they used to say that, wipe that scowl off your face. You might end up with it. Have you seen any old people with those looks? I guess their mothers were right. They ended up with them. That just this, unapproachable look on their face. And it's like, you don't want to be like that. You want to remember what you felt like after a couple of weeks of doing your keto, your carnivore, your carnivish, how great you felt. It's like, wow, I'm so happy I found this. And the discouragement could slowly be chipped away like the tide coming in and washing out something that's on the beach, like a bunch of seaweed or something. You can get rid of it. And then, oh, phew, I'm glad that's gone. Wow, that was quite a captivating day or two that I had that D word all over me. It's like, no, you don't want that. And so you'll get through it. I mean, you can always whine too. Whining works. Some people will listen to it. Some people will go, oh, they're there. They're there. Sometimes you can even whine here and I'll listen, but we got to turn it around because you don't want to be like that. You don't want to be crabby Abby all the time, or cranky spanky. So make yourself another cuppa, settle back, figure out what you can do for the day that brings joy and lightness to your spirit. That's what I do. And then plan your delicious meal, those wonderful meats. Yes. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food, with some keto, some carnivore, some carnivish, some silliness, and zero discouragement. Brought to you by the letter D, even though we have zero discouragement. I'll see you the next time. Thanks so much for watching. Was that long enough for your coffee? Did you get it done? Look at, I got to go reheat mine. The exhaustion of it all. See you the next time. Love you. Bye-bye for now.